Hey, thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. We're continuing our series called What Are You Looking For? It's really appropriate because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I never say that right, I always get them mixed up. Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think in our pursuit, what are we looking for? Some of that is mental health, stability, peace, quiet in our souls, mental health. And I really think this is an important series, particularly for this month, because I believe that if we can consider what are we looking for, really looking for, not just kind of the external, whatever, elusive stuff that we chase, and endless chasing after the wind. I believe if we think about what are we really looking for, a lot of that can help us with our mental health. And so I'd like for you to think today. I've been thinking about this. I really, really love, this is one of my all-time favorite stories in the Bible, and it is in John chapter 4. And this is where Jesus comes, he's in Samaria, and he sits down at the well. There's a well outside of this town. He sits down there, it's around noon or so, and nobody is there at the water well because everybody gets water. All the women get the water in the morning, or they collect their water at night, and water for the day and then water for the night. So that's the normal time to get your water, but this is noontime, and so nobody's there except Jesus, who sits down because he's tired from his journey, and this Samaritan woman who shows up, like at a strange time. All of Jesus' disciples, all the followers, had gone into the town to get lunch, bring lunch to him. And he was like, I'm just going to take a pause out here. And as he's pausing, the Samaritan woman, this random chick, comes up and she's going to draw water from the well. And Jesus says to her, which I love this, give me a drink of water. And I think I love that because it's kind of the opening connection, opening request that Jesus makes with this woman. And her reply is classic. How is it that you, a Jewish man, right? Two things that are like not conventional. You're Jewish, I'm Samaritan. You're a man, I'm a woman. How is it that you, a Jewish man, superior, would ask water from me, a Samaritan woman? And Jesus begins this interesting conversation. Well, if you knew the gift of God who was asking, you would ask him and he would give you living water. And she's like, living water, what the heck is that? And the dialogue, the conversation gets deeper and deeper and deeper until finally Jesus says, go and call your husband. And the conversation comes to an abrupt halt. She's like, I have no husband. They had been very dialoguing a lot, lots of back and forth, and she's asking questions, he's talking, da-da-da-da-da-da. And now I have no husband, 4 words. Suddenly, she just gets very, very curt and short. And I like this because Jesus says, you're right. And this is in John chapter 4, verse 18. And he says, you've had 5 husbands, and the man you're with now isn't your husband. I bring this to your attention because this woman, the Samaritan woman, was looking for the right man, right? Think about that. She had had 5 husbands. She's living with a dude who's not her husband now, 6 different men. So that means she's looking for the right man. And it's been, you got to know, that's going to be a lot of hurt and heartache and disappointment, probably a lot of tears. She's looking for the right man. And I think that's really important for us to think about that, because I do think that sometimes we look for the right relationships. We look for solutions in our husband or our wife, and we want them to be the answer sometimes. We look for that relationship with a friendship. We look for that relationship to help us feel important, to be significant, to be valuable, to be treasured, to be loved. We are looking for the right relationship. But I don't know about you. I've found, and I have good friends. I'm married, nice man, got great kids. I'm serious. I have a lot of relationships and really some very, very fantastic friendships. But the reality is, and I've found this to be true in my life, I can have all those friendships. I can be married. I can do all that. But ultimately, what really is the right connection for the inside and the most fulfillment that I can ever find in any relationship exists only with Jesus. And people will disappoint, people will hurt, people will disappear, people will overstep, people might have best of intentions and mess it up. They don't know. And what happens is I think we look for perfect and resolve and help and strength, and we look for it in another human, but really humans plus humans just equals more human. And ultimately what we're looking for isn't the right man or the right friend or the right woman. Ultimately what we're looking for is Jesus. And I want to just encourage you today, this woman, she went to the well and she went to get water, right? I mean, she thought she was just going to pick up some water and take back, and she was avoiding all the relationships, right? She was avoiding all the women. And then when Jesus talks to her and says, hey, you know, you've had 5 husbands and the dude you're with now isn't even your husband. It exposes what's happening in her heart, her pursuits. What is she looking for? And indirectly, I just say this, I think this is so phenomenal. If she didn't explicitly say it, I'm looking for the right man, Jesus put the spotlight on that pursuit, on what she was looking for. And when he exposed that pursuit, she suddenly gets a little tongue-tied because I think it probably reminded her, like, ugh, you know, this hurt, that was bad, I had a lot of crying here, and this, I'm looking for the right man, I haven't found the right man. And she could have verbally said that, she could have. But appreciate that Jesus found her, right? And that's the resolution to our relationship pursuits. Jesus found her. And it says at the very beginning of John chapter 4 that he needed to go through Samaria. He needed to. Why did he need to? Maybe to find this woman. And I want to just encourage you that Jesus is looking for you. Jesus is looking for me. And maybe we've been busy with all of our pursuits. Maybe we've been hiding because we're embarrassed by our choices, moral behaviors, whatever. But maybe it's time to let Jesus find you. Find you and let you find Jesus, authentic Jesus. Not religious Jesus, because that was part of the conversation. She's like, well, you know, we know that when Messiah comes, you know, he'll tell us all things. And Jesus says to her, I who speak with you am he. Jesus tells this woman not only who she is and her deepest pursuit and the deepest hurts in her heart, but Jesus also tells her, this is who I am. I'm the right man. You're looking for the right man, and I have come and found you. And that's who Jesus is. He is looking for you, and he is looking for me, and he is the right relationship for those needs and desires and intimacy connections in our heart that we so desperately long for. Jesus is the right relationship and is the ultimate fulfillment for our relationship needs, desires, and the hunger that we have for relationships. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you hit the notification bell right there. That will let you know that when we post new content. And here's a question that I would ask you to consider. What are you expecting in life that you have not yet received? What are you hoping for, expecting in life that you have not yet received? Really, really interesting question. Think about it for a little bit. And then as you do, here's your concluding joke. Woo, woo, woo. Ready? So here's the joke. My mom was a radiologist. She met my dad when he came in for an x-ray, and I wonder what she saw in him. I know. You're like, that's pretty lame. It is, but next week will be so much better. Thanks again for watching.